c'est toi, ça va chauffer pour ton cerveau à toi.
Bună ziua tuturor! Suntem la Teatrul Național Marin Sorescu din Craiova, în mijlocul Festivalului Internațional Shakespeare. Suntem bine dispuși, de la spectacole, la lansări de carte, la întâlnirile noastre organizate de revista Teatrul Azi. Suntem energici și abia așteptăm să cunoaștem oameni noi. Astăzi vom vorbi despre producția care s-a jucat ieri seară, Mercutio, a companiei colectiv Nox. Invitații mei de astăzi sunt Kévin Olivier Salles și Kévin Abgrall. Cel dintâi este autor și regizor, cel de-al doilea a compus muzica și s-a ocupat de universul sonor al spectacolului. Câteva vorbe despre această tânără companie de teatru. S-a fondat în 2021, iar producția prezentată în festival în acest an, Mercutio, s-a jucat pentru prima oară la festivalul de la Avignon în 2023, apoi a mai fost invitat în alte două ediții. Thank you very much for accepting our invitation, and also many thanks for the whole team for the great performance you gave us last night. It was lovely. I suggest we start by knowing your collective. It's a very new, fresh company, and I'm really interested on why you decided to come together and to create a very specific kind of artistic projects, as far as I understood. Tell me a little bit about you as a creative team at first, please.
Okay, we all met in drama school back in 2019 in Paris, Conflans. And then we had to create a show on our own for the end of the studies. And the original idea came from Kévin. So he wanted to create something around Mercutio. And this is how it all started.
So you all have the background of acting, actually, but you also switch roles within other types of creative projects, because you are a writer and also the director, and you are a composer. So tell me more about this transitioning from one position to another in a creative team.
Oui, je vais te répondre en français. C'est assez organique entre nous. On travaille tous comme, je dirais, un équipage de marins, de pirates, d'accord, où chacun a son poste et en même temps on a tous le même droit de vote. On est tous à une espèce d'égale distance. On est tous égaux dans cette équipe. Et il y a des casquettes différentes pour chacun et on peut switcher d'une à l'autre.
Mais it's like a crew on a ship, and so we have all different characteristics that we manage to use. We all, have different backgrounds, and we try to use these backgrounds to create something in the play. So yes, you're right. I compose music. There's Simon, who created the costumes, because he's still
he's Juliet, right?
He's Juliet, yeah.
Lovely Juliet, loved her. Tell me a little bit about choosing Mercutio out of the whole Romeo and Juliet. It's a secondary character. He dies in the middle of the play. Why him? What's so special in him that makes him a main character?
So Kévin, who had the original idea, he thought that Shakespeare kind of aborted Mercutio, as you said, in the middle of the play, and he still has like so many things to say, and so we wanted to give him to make him express what Shakespeare did, not allow him to express. So that was the original idea, and we thought that Shakespeare left, little clues along the way that Mercutio could have been in love with Romeo, which is who's in turn in love with Juliet. And so we wanted to like create a contrast between the blind love that Romeo has for Juliet and that Juliet has for Romeo, compared to the friendship and love that Mercutio has for Romeo. That is a very, very, very old friendship, so like kind of a true love. And so we wanted to like create this contrast and to create like some kind of questioning for the audience to what kind of love is stronger than which love is stronger than the other one?
I find it very interesting that you talk about love, because for me it resonated a lot with the idea of friendship, or maybe that's another theme.
Yeah.
Did you discuss a lot about this triangle of friendships where Mercutio tries to connect to his friends and somehow he feels so alone? How was that in discovering this character? Was this an important thing?
That's funny because it was important, but we kind of struggled to know exactly what we wanted to say about this. So it came, along the way, like when we rehearsed this, then we kind of adjusted this triangle because we didn't want to talk too much about Juliet because she's there, but she's not the center of the play.
Yeah.
But we wanted her to be there because she represents, like, as I said, like blind love. Like Romeo doesn't exactly know why he's in love with Juliet.
Oh, I was thinking about the relationship between Mercutio and Benvolio, your character, and Romeo, like a triangle of friendship.
Sorry.
Yeah, because you're creating all these relationships that overlap over this main character, actually. And I found it really interesting as perspective, because always Romeo and Juliet is about love, but friendship is seen through the eyes of Mercutio. So
c'est une question de place sociale et de masque social. C'est une question, Mercutio, ça parle de comment on prend sa place dans une société.
Social roles that you play in the society, the place that you take in society.
Et en particulier, entre Montaigu et Capulet, Mercutio est celui dans la pièce qui cherche le plus à exister.
Yeah. And because there's a wall between the Montagues and the Capulets, like Mercutio is in the middle and doesn't exactly know who he is. So it's kind of an identity quest. And it all revolves around, like you said, like Benvolio and Romeo. Romeo is kind of the object of desire, and Benvolio is the real friend here. Is like the adjuvant, the guy who can see everything. Like he sees what's happening, and he tries to help Mercutio on the way.
We will come back to this role Benvolio has in Mercutio's story. But I would like to talk a little bit about the writing, because you have fragments of original Shakespeare, but then you have to write your own parts. Yeah. How did you found an equilibrium in this poetic vibe and the contemporary themes? How was it in writing these new texts?
En parsemant du texte, dans le texte de Shakespeare, quelques phrases ou quelques onomatopées qui vont être très contemporaines, et surtout ramener le classique de Shakespeare à une manière de s'exprimer plutôt dans l'attitude très contemporaine, ce qui fait que ça aplanit tout.
We wanted to make Shakespeare's writing more contemporary, and we found that it was not that difficult actually to blend like a very, very modern way of speaking with Shakespeare's writing.
Well, then how did you, with the music, combine these expectations of very traditional sounds, maybe, or classical sounds for Romeo and Juliet, and going for something so different and modern?
Yeah, I think that I wanted to just create a very modern music, just to create this contrast that can, because Shakespeare is like Shakespeare, but I think that with the music is part of the modern aspects of the play, and we also used part from music from
Max
Richter, which is a German composer, if I'm not mistaken. Il est allemand.
Je crois.
Ouais. So that was the main theme, and then I composed around this, and all the songs that you can hear are famous songs in France. So this also creates this, I guess, this modern aspect.
But it's also very strange to associate Shakespeare with burlesque show.
Oh.
Did you had any strange or wild feedback from audiences that are expecting?
C'est un mélange de burlesque et de baroque. Et le baroque se marie très bien avec Shakespeare.
And t'as dit baroque, c'est ça?
Ouais.
And baroque mixes very, very like easily with Shakespeare. And I think that this helped us actually, because Shakespeare creates like a whole space of freedom of that you can like dream and create things around like Shakespeare's universe. And I think that this is what we thought, that this burlesque and baroque, thing could blend very, very easily with Shakespeare.
For me, it worked pretty well, so I don't complain. I'm wondering, did you know from the beginning which actor will play who? Or did you build the characters around your actors?
Pour Mercutio, oui, même si de base j'avais bossé pour jouer personnellement dedans.
At the very beginning, he thought that he would play Mercutio.
Ouais.
But then, as a director, we knew that it was very difficult to be a director and to play. And so then it was kind of, it was a kind of, c'était facile, c'était naturel. It was natural. Because we kind of knew from the beginning, you're going to play this character, you're going to play this character.
So you tailored the main character around your actor, because Luca Berger, the one who is playing Mercutio, is so physical. He moves all the time while the other characters sing. And I was wondering if you thought that Mercutio will be this very expressive bodily character, or did you plan something different for him and then Luca brought something new to this?
C'est justement ce qui est intéressant, c'est qu'on voit le personnage d'une manière, donc très physique. Pour moi, Mercutio est physique.
Mercutio is a very physical character.
Mais, comme il est incarné par Luca Berger, qui est lui-même physique et a ses caractéristiques propres, on utilise ses compétences pour sublimer encore plus Mercutio.
We utilize what Luca can do, all these physical things, to make the character grow. And this what Luca can do helped create, enrich the character.
Et ça pour tous les personnages.
And this is the case for every character.
I'll come back to Benvolio's musical moment, because it's a moment that uplifts us, the audience, but actually it uplifts the heart of a loved friend that is lost in darkness. How did you use the music to enrich the tragedy of this character, or to save this character from tragedy? How did you felt music will settle the tensions of this character?
I think that the tragedy speaks for itself, because it's written by Shakespeare. So we wanted to, we wanted to step back from this and create something different, something that, as you said, I think that Benvolio is the light, is the guy who can, show Mercutio the way to, on his identity quest. And so the music helped us a lot in the process, because we wanted to show Mercutio what he could do. I have the freedom to do this. I'm free to do this, and you can do this too. that was the starting point of this musical like composition.
Yes, but he's haunted by the Queen Mab,
Yeah.
which is a character who's not actually present in Shakespeare's play, but you created her. Tell me more about the symbolism of this very seductive character. That's dangerous, but not really. Or is her dangerous?
C'est son Jiminy Cricket, si je peux dire. C'est sa fée, c'est la fée clochette.
Jiminy Cricket.
Tinkerbell.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Tinkerbell.
And c'est sa part sombre, son alter ego, sa féminité qui ressort.
Alter ego, she's the dark part of Mercutio, she's the feminine part of Mercutio.
Et c'est surtout sa partie étouffée, puisque c'est la fée des désirs, des songes,
she's
des rêves.
The fairy of desires, of dreams.
Et surtout des rêves qu'on n'atteindra jamais, des désirs inassouvis.
And the dreams that we cannot reach, the desires that we will never touch.
Donc c'est une boule de frustration, la reine Mab.
She's creating frustration.
Et elle se nourrit de ça.
And she feeds from this.
Yeah.
Can be this the vulnerability that wants to come out, but actually drags you back in darkness because it cannot be there. The lovely character, I loved her very much, and everyone sings lovely in this performance.
Thank you.
So it did save us from that darkness, and unfortunately it doesn't save Mercutio himself, because he has a very different moment of duel with Tybalt. Tell me about choosing to have a rap battle, but not a sword battle between the two, and changing to a different weapon.
Yeah. La langue, c'est la première arme de l'humanité.
Language is the first weapon of humanity.
Je peux vous tuer, je peux vous blesser avec une arme,
I can wound you, can harm you.
mais je vous détruis avec des mots.
I can destroy you with words.
That's it.
This is why he chose to do this
Elegant
that way.
and simple. Tell me a little bit about your future projects, because we did discuss a little bit before. And how do you plan to work on them, to play around?
So for our second show, the original idea also came from Kévin, but we decided this time that it would be more in the directions. It would be more collective. That we would like think of the show in a more collective way.
Okay.
Meaning that there's no director. We're all gonna create
A more devised.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And at first we wanted to talk about grief around Hercules. Because in the mythology, Hercules kills his wife, Megara. And so we wanted to talk about grief. And this was the starting point. And then again, we created a whole universe around this. And we kind of inflated it with all the messages that we wanted to talk about.
I find it very interesting that you're plunging into very deep and hard topics, because Mercutio is trying to find himself, so he has an identity problem. He also has to dive into darkness, right? We have that very rushed moment going into his subconscious, which we all should go through at some point in our lives. Then you talk about grief, but you also have this really attractive aesthetic. It's a little bit of glamour, a little bit of music, a little bit of craziness. Yeah. Are you afraid of glamorizing these very delicate and hard topics, or maybe you think it's a better strategy to have a sprinkle of beauty when we talk about?
I think that this is what inspires us. I think this is what we want to do. Like, it's our Yeah, it's
La noirceur, comme le diable,
darkness
et,
as the devil
et attractif.
is like attractive.
And on représente comme quelque chose de glamour, parce que tout ce qui brille, on le pense d'or, mais ce n'est pas le cas.
We makes it like glamorous, but because it's shiny doesn't mean that it's glamorous.
Yeah.
And this is the little, friction that we love here.
Actually, you do play a lot with contrasts in this performance, and probably usually in your performances. And this creates this strange feeling in the audience that maybe it's something I should keep going with. Maybe something interesting will happen at some point. Did you felt, since you go in many festivals probably and you perform to audience that are not French speakers, did you felt any problems in perceiving maybe humor because you have maybe language related jokes or insights that maybe authors don't get? What's the feedback from the non-French audiences? When you're performing, like the energy you feel?
Yeah. Vas-y, hein,
That's a very funny question, because this was something that we thought about when we came here, because we made the subtitles, but some jokes could not be translated.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was kind of
because you can feel it in the way you act, but who doesn't understand, they don't know where is the joke
Yes,
actually.
but I think that since Romeo and Juliet is a very famous play, that the people who are non-French speakers knew the story beforehand. So I guess that this helped us a lot to not lose the audience too much. And I guess that what also saved us is that it's very visual. So I believe, and this is what I heard from the audience, that some things, the essential messages can, be received kind of easily, I guess.
I'm wondering, what advice do you have for very young artists that decide to make a company of their own and to survive in this very strange world that is very tensioned and seems it doesn't want to support artists in the real sense? We have this problem here. It's very difficult to create communities and to be creative. Do you have any advice for them?
C'est tout l'enjeu, et c'est aussi pourquoi on a créé ce collectif. On a créé une famille.
The reason why we created this company is because we managed to create kind of a family beforehand.
Yeah. And ensemble, on est beaucoup plus fort pour avancer que tout seul, fatalement. Et
together we're stronger.
Ce que raconte la pièce, et notre première pièce, ça parle beaucoup de solitude. Et que personne ne veut être seul.
Mercutio, Arthur's show, talks a lot about solitude.
And s'il y avait un conseil à donner, c'est de prendre son courage à deux mains et d'y aller. D'y aller et de oser et de croire en soi.
Our advice would be to be brave, to believe in yourself, and
et aux gens aussi.
And just do what you love to do. And I would also add that it's just that what is very pleasing is to tell things that inspire you, and to say that what you want to say deep down, what you have deep down, and not be ashamed to do that. Do not think that it's you're strange or you're different, or because your difference in what you want to say, if you're honest with yourself, then the audience will just receive it in the good way.
Quand c'est fait avec du cœur, ça marche forcément.
Yeah, what comes from the heart always works.
This year theme of the festival is Will Matters. What's your interpretation of this idea? Does it mean anything?
Yes, that's a very good question, because I've been wondering why this title. I'd say that this makes me think about, like, everyone matters, because everyone can find themselves, you know, in Shakespeare's creations.
Mm-hmm. Well, I think about will as a will of act, maybe, or a will of intention. I have the will to continue, and maybe this play of words might give us the hope that we can continue making art in dark times. Thank you very much for being here and for the wonderful performance again.
Thanks again for this.
All of you are really wonderful, and the characters are... I would have a poster with Juliet and with Queen Mab.
We're going to ask them.
Please, like big posters with them.
But thank you for having us. That was such an honor to be there in Craiova with you. And yeah, we really enjoyed it. And to be able to perform, you know, in front of people all around the world was amazing.
You know what's interesting? That people are honored to come here, but actually the festival wouldn't be the festival we know without people like you, without the creatives. So we are more happy that you accept to come, you know, it's the other way around. So it's wonderful. Really glad to meet you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Vă mulțumim foarte mult că ați fost alături de noi. Aceasta a fost a doua întâlnire dintre cele organizate de revista Teatrul Azi, revistă editată de Uniter prin Fundația Culturală Camil Petreschcu și finanțată de Ministerul Culturii. Întâlnirile vor continua și astăzi de la ora 3:30. Spectacolele continuă, desigur, bună dispoziție asemenea. Vă mulțumesc foarte mult și vă așteptăm la festival!